Hello, hello, hello again. It's Geeks Assembled time. There's Susan, I'm Lee, and as usual, we are discussing something in the entertainment media. And this week, it's a movie from 1957, um, starring Henry Fonda with an ensemble cast, um, trying to decide guilty or not guilty. Uh, um, it's 12 Angry Men. Um, The story is a young teenager is accused of murdering his father with a switchblade knife, and the 12 jurors have to decide guilty or not guilty. So, over to Susan. Opening thoughts 12 Angry Men.
All right. Well, it's not just a murder trial because this one was back when New York still had the death penalty
Yeah.
for murder, for murder one.
Hmm.
Because one of the witnesses has said they heard him say, I'm going to kill you. Earlier in the day, it became murder one. And uh, first 5 minutes into the jury's deliberation, they gather um, and the jury foreman, who I think was uh, played by Martin Balsam,
Yeah, yeah, that's correct.
he was sort of you know okay, sounds good, let's take a vote, a roll call vote. So they voted, and there was 8 guilties and 1 not guilty. And then throughout the whole thing, it's pushing it further. I mean, Fonda's character gathers more and more folks around the idea of not guilty. Not really because he thinks that this kid is definitely innocent, but because he's like, reasonable doubt, reasonable doubt, reasonable doubt. And that was a really interesting sort of circumstance. Reasonable doubt is the only time that you are in that place where you have to go for beyond a reasonable doubt is in murder.
Hmm.
Everything else isn't as propositionally exact as that. And so it's challenging for the our jurors to well, there's lots of back and forthing, and some people call for evidence, and some people ask for um, transcripts, and some people also ask for diagrams, maps, sort of things. It's it's interesting, and the cast is amazing. The movie was shot in one room basically, so it's basically over the shoulder, in their face, down from beneath them, which is really challenging, I'm sure, and from way up high. Uh, it was like theater in the round, only with 4
Yeah,
walls.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, it's an ideal. Well, this is why it's been so successful on stage as well in the
Uh,
theatre. Yeah.
yeah, if you had a theater in the round, block box theater, you could do it like that. And yeah, so definitely um interesting uh, directed by Sidney Lumet and written by Reginald Rose. I don't know if it comes from a book or not, but you know, it was before Grisham started writing all the books about the legal
Yeah.
profession, the courts and stuff. And you know, I've got jury duty on April, so I'm going to be kind of like
Mm.
be on a jury of my peers, looking at somebody with
Oh dear.
bi- biased eyes.
Cool.
Yeah, it is cool. Um,
And it's going to be called One Angry Susan.
it could be. Yeah, the cast is amazing. Like, there's, I'll go through and like spell that out if and tell you what I liked about the cast when we come back. But that's really my opening thoughts.
Cool, cool.
So, what'd you like, Lee?
Well, I have to go back to your maths. Your maths didn't work out at the beginning because you said there was 9 to 1. That isn't 12.
Oh, okay, 11 to 1. God, all right.
I'm gonna. Oh, you need an abacus next to you. Um, yeah, yeah. It produced by Fonda as well. Um, yeah, it's. I always every now and again I do watch this because I think it's an amazing movie. As you say, in one set in one room, apart from the the washroom scene, um, and you see 11 men adamant that this kid is guilty, and then you start to see them crumbling, start to see them losing. They're getting angry, and as you say in the title, angry men. It's and then by the end of it, it's unanimous, not guilty. It's not a spoilery thing. Everybody knows the story of this, so everybody knows at the end of it, Henry Fonda's character, because they don't have names in this. I mean, you do find out Henry Fonda's character's name right at the end, but it's jury number 1 to jury number 12. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you don't get to know them like that with names.
And when you hear their names, it's almost like, oh, okay, so but whatever, you'll always be jury number so and so.
Yeah, Henry Fonda was juror number 8. And it just took this one guy to throw a spanner in the works for all the 11 people, especially like one of them, jury number 7, played by Jack Warden, who wanted to go because he wanted to go to a match.
Yeah, he had tickets to the
To the Yankees.
and that's a big deal. You
Yeah.
got tickets.
So it was guilty, guilty all the way until he gave in. Listening to the sort of evidence Henry Fonda was putting towards the other jurors, you say, listen to this though, listen to this about this knife. It's a very special knife. There's no other knife like that. Bang. There you are. I bought it in a marketplace down the street from just around the corner from when the murder happened. You know, yeah, it's a great movie. I just like the conflict, the way that everybody is have got their own way of saying, look, he's guilty because of this, and the other, and then they turn on each other.
Yeah,
Some are more than others. Um, I mean, you've got to see Jack Klugman's in this, and we all know him as Quincy, of course. Um, he gets so annoyed because people look down on him because he's from the slums. You've got E.G. Marshall, a great actor who's adamant the boy's guilty. Who else have we got? Lee J. Cobb, guilty, 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 just because his son was a disappointment to him. He assumes that this young kid is a disappointment and guilty. I could go on. There's 12 people there. What was it? What's the actor's name? Ed Begley, showing out his sort of hatred and racism towards, because the young teenager was a sort of Latino, wasn't he?
Yeah.
His hatred and racism to that, as he keeps calling them. Um, and yeah, it takes this one guy to to convince all these others, and they gradually. And I like the way he does it, and he does it so he doesn't get angry. He keeps his calm, keeps his cool. I did notice as well. I don't know if anybody's pointed this out. Of all the actors in that room, Henry Fonda's character, juror number 8, is the only one with a plain, clear white suit, just sparkling white suit. Is it kind of like is it sort of like an angel, saving angel for this teenager's life in the
Well, there is that trope of
yeah.
the white savior.
Yeah, because every other the other guys were wearing, it was like brown suits, dark suits, and I'm thinking, and he's completely in white apart from a black tie, and I think
I forgot that.
it's sort of like a guardian angel sort of character, uh, convincing these people that they're wrong. But that's how it came across to me. I mean, I've watched this movie loads and loads of times, but this is the only time it occurred to me about the white suit. It was pristine and nothing out of place. But yeah, it's a classic. Well, people say it's a classic. I agree. Um, so, Ed Susan, back to you. I'll bat it back to you.
All right. All right. We can start with juror number 3.
Uh,
Number 3 really. He was really
number 3. Who's that? Hold on. Lee
thought.
Jacob.
Yeah. He was the longest, the latest to turn.
Yeah.
And the reason that he turned finally was because he was getting sort of some sense of closure and forgiveness for his son.
Mm-hmm.
And that was interesting. And juror number 1, he changed when they were about half and half. So, I mean, this is a man who isn't willing to go out on a limb. He sort of is not a principled man.
Mm.
I mean, he has nothing that he was holding to. They chose him for foreman probably for that very reason.
That's the football coach, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he just has he's just really cut and dry. And juror number 2, played by John Fiedler, who we haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah.
He was really adamant at the beginning, but then he was changed by the argument that the knife provided. It was like the knife, and then the knife, and then Juror number 4, played by E.G. Marshall. He was sort of a he was sort of a straight guy to the room. He was just like really, distant. He was kind of aloof.
Focused as well.
Yeah, I think he was kind of well to do. He was a wealthy guy.
It says here stockbroker.
Uh-huh.
But he changed as well, didn't he? Once the spectacles and the cinema, the movie he went to.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
And
convinced.
yeah, and then juror number 5, Jack Klugman's played him, and yeah, he was the one who was known as Quincy, and for so many. But he was wooed by the kind of the L train, looking through the. I mean, he was like, I don't care about this map. But the juror number 6, Edward Binns, asked for the map to be brought in,
Yeah.
and so that gave juror number 8, Fonda's character, permission to do some research on that, and then Jack Warden, juror number 7, he was really, was it him who had the tickets to the ball game?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was just like, I just gotta get out of here. I don't care. I don't care about this case. I don't care. And eventually he did get to caring. And I don't remember what turned him, but Joseph Sweeney was the guy who was swayed pretty much immediately by Fonda's character, jury, because he was right next to him, juror number 9.
And he wanted to give him a chance to put forward his ideas.
Yeah,
He wanted to have that voice heard.
right.
He did talk a lot of sense, the old guy, and he was sort of beaten upon
Oh,
by several of the other guys.
he was totally the old guy in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And Ed Begley, whose son, Ed Begley Jr., is really super famous right now. But
yeah.
I didn't realize that there was an Ed Begley to be Ed Begley Jr. from. I never knew that. So, what you don't
Well,
learn,
today,
you Geek Assemble podcast. I mean, I gotta tell you, this this was a revelation to me, and he was a good actor, and you can kind of see his son in sort of some of these things, but yeah, he was the one that was
xenophobic,
yeah, he was really,
very loud, talking over people.
yeah. And then I don't, yeah, I don't know, keep going. Just tell us what juror number 11 and 12, how did they turn?
The juror number 11, George Voskofek, was a European watchmaker. He didn't take too kindly to being called, like one of those
Oh
coming
yeah,
over,
right.
taking their jobs. So he was persuaded that way. I'm not going to stand by you and say it to my face, sort of thing.
He
Robert
was
Webber,
saying that to his next, to the juror right next to him.
yeah, Ed Begley, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last juror, number 12, played by Robert Webber, another great actor. He's he's in advertising, and he's not really paying much attention. He's quite getting distracted by other things, but he's persuaded as well by the was it the glasses? I think it was the glasses again, and the old woman who swore blind she saw him through the train. So
And
I would,
the guy downstairs, the one who apparently heard the thud and the scream, but the L
yeah,
train going by right outside, and
and
those guns are loud.
yes, he also had sort of a bad leg, a limp,
Yeah,
so
my
he couldn't have done it in time.
my commute every day is on train, and it's loud on the inside.
Hmm.
It's way loud on the outside.
So I think we've gone through all the. Did we mention juror number 6 next to?
Yeah, he was the one who was like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, played by Edward Binns. He was in between Jack Warden and Jack Klugman. He was he was the one who stood up for the old guy. He didn't want, the old people to be verbally abused by these, so he turned so quickly as well. Um, but yeah, great. I say great cast, and it's set in one area as well, and it keeps you watching
It does.
because you think, oh, it's only in one room, but no, it keeps you watching. It draws you in. Um,
Yeah. And there's like, and they, their their fierce determination to hold
see
their
some,
own opinion or pursue like the 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 reality of the case or whatever. Both of those
mm,
are really strong.
I mean, one of the scenes for me is when Ed Begley is going on a racist rant,
Uh-huh.
and every of the other jurors get up,
And turn
walk,
back.
sit on, turn their back to him, um, and you just think, well, he's crumbling. He's crumbling. It's even the loudmouth Lee J. Cobb, he turns his back as well and stares out the window,
Mm-hmm.
and you could just see Ed Begley's
That
character
was
just
a really cool
the,
moment. Yeah.
the way he just goes and moves himself to sitting in a corner like a bad little schoolboy, just sits there and says nothing else
Yep. Yeah.
because that scene to me is amazing. And then as soon he's moved, they all sort of slowly move back to their positions at the table.
Uh-huh.
Great scene. Anything what stands out for you, Susan?
Well, the I mean, how close it was told, and I just, um, yeah, the act, the question. I mean, they about the noise level or whatever. You know, the L train really would make a heck of a uh, rumble,
Yeah,
and
hit the walls of the building.
yeah, and uh, Juror 8 says, let me ask you this. Do you really think the boy shout out a thing like, I'm going to kill you?
Hmm.
The whole neighborhood could hear him. I don't think so. It's much too bright for that. And then Ed Begley's comment was, Juror 10's comment was, right? He's a common ignorant Slav. You don't even speak good English. And juror
Mm.
number 11 says, doesn't speak good English. Ooh, here's
Yeah,
here's some sound for that bird.
but yeah, it is. It's great. I mean, I don't think it would have worked as well if it was a courtroom drama where it's set in the courtroom.
Yeah, this is different. It's like
Yeah, it's very because you feel it is hot in there, you know, because it's a hot day. It's you know they're having to open the windows because they haven't figured out the fan on the wall yet, and you can see them swiping the faces, and you get to feeling, God, it is hot.
and there's sweat stain,
Yeah,
sweat marks on their chest, under their
yeah.
armpits. Yeah, I noticed.
And I tell you something else, I never knew that they locked you in a room.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't know they'd lock the door. I know they put you in a room, but I didn't know they'd lock you in.
Yeah, they lock you in for your protection.
What about the people fighting inside?
Yeah, that's all. That's always the question, isn't it?
But yeah, I enjoyed it. I guess you've seen this one many times before.
Just once before.
Hmm, cool. So, anything else?
Yeah, they didn't. Juror 8 just didn't want to execute someone who was innocent, and like that was really interesting how they kind of focused in on that. Um, like you know,
Yeah,
so you're gonna
mm,
be the executioner. You guys are gonna be the ones that kill him. You know.
yeah. So he's a teenage boy. He hasn't had much of a life. His
Yeah.
father, his father beat him, and he hasn't had much start in life. And you're here deciding just right away saying he's guilty without even discussing it.
Yeah, and when he calls him a sadist,
Oh yeah, they came to blows then, didn't they?
yeah,
But did you notice those two, Fonda and Cobb, they were the last two in the room before and he puts his jacket on him, picks his jacket up and puts his jacket on him, as you know, but there's nothing, no grudges here.
yeah, yeah, just doing our job.
Yeah,
Here's
great.
your code.
Here's your coat. Let's get out there and give the verdict.
Yeah, yeah, and his speech about personal prejudice,
Hmm.
that was absolutely stinking brilliant.
Yeah,
This one had a lot of really class moments. It really was quite. Uh, it was quite a lot of stuff that you can latch onto as I am an SJW.
yeah.
That would be uh,
I mean, this was 1957.
yeah.
Um, so this was coming sort of at the period, round about the period of the McCarthy stuff. What was going on? The trials of the are you a true American? Have you ever been?
McCarthyism.
Yes,
The
and
Joseph McCarthy, the House on Americans
yeah.
Activities Act. Yeah,
So I don't know if this is something to do with a little bit of a dig at that
it,
um,
it
with the
could be.
prejudices and
Yeah, it could.
because it was around that era of give
Yeah,
give take a year or two, but
yeah. Good one, Lee. Well,
I
we'll
never
find out.
yeah, but it was full of prejudice. It was full of bigotry.
Yeah,
Um, but everybody had to look inside themselves to see where they were going wrong in this,
yeah,
even if it was a very, very painful journey.
yeah. Juror
So
number three sure went through a painful journey. He ripped up the photo of his kid.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Oh my God, that was rough. Oh
so,
gosh.
so shall
Yeah.
we go to final saying score?
Sure. Yeah.
Is it guilty or not guilty, Susan?
I would say this is definitely guilty. It gets 10, like 9 and 1. God, my math is terrible. 9 and 1.
Right. There's
Calculate
12. There's 12 people on a jury.
it. Thanks, Lee.
It's in the title of the film.
I Yeah, I got it, Lee. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely blew that one. Screwed
Yeah.
that one. So yeah, and this is a 10. Yeah, it's a 10. And
Ooh.
and the story's great, the characters are great, the conflict is so palpable, and the its pace slows down towards the end, which is actually really good. The way it slows down and captures those really hard moments, like juror number three flipping out and breaking down and ripping up the picture of his kid and stuff. That was, you got he'd already slowed down the director had slowed down the pacing at that point, and I just really love that, and I thought that it was really amazing. So yeah, that's my score.
Cool. So I'm going to give this 10 angry men out of 12. Is that right? I could give 12 angry men out of 12 or 12 angry men out of 10. Oh,
Yes, yeah, good.
um, it's a
You can make fun of my maths all you want. I'm just gonna be like, you're in the corner,
but yeah, it is a, as you say, it's a classic.
angry.
It drags you in because you just want to find out what's what's making these people say and think this way, and you want to find out by the end of it, and great acting, great ensemble cast.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so yeah, it is. It's a thumbs up from me. This one. So that's our review of the 1957 film version of 12 Angry Men. You guys out there, have you seen it? If you have, leave a message below this video. We put, we'd like to hit your read what you think of this of the movie or our casts. So please leave a message on any of our videos. You'll find them on all the social media platforms what we share them on, Twitter or X nowadays, and Facebook and YouTube. Got an Insta as well if you'd like to follow that. Um, and if you would like to join us, same, leave a message on the video or a message on Facebook. Um, we just ask you to be 18 and over because some things we discuss and what we watch and review are 18 rated. So we like to play by the books. Um, all you need is a working camera, microphone, and the device you use, and we'll get you on at some point. So also bell notification on our YouTube channel needs pressing because then you get notified every time we put one up. So I think that's it, Susan, isn't it?
Yeah, and nobody wears glasses when they go to bed.
I have.
Oh,
That's because I was drunk and I fell asleep wearing them.
well, there's always a reason then.
There's always a reason.
But
Yeah.
people don't wear glasses when they go to bed. So you won't be able to tell. You wake up and you look out the window and somebody's hollering. You wouldn't be able to tell what's going on.
I've woken up and I've sometimes wondered where I am, and there's never a train going by my window. I know that for a fact.
Mm.
But yeah, yeah, you don't really because you damage your glasses, don't you?
Right?
It's just like when you go to bed, you take your teeth out at night, don't you, Susan?
Yeah.
Not me personally. All mine are real. Susan's false.
Yeah, I've got a few. I've got a few that aren't
She's
real.
gonna, she's gonna kill me for that.
It's all right. I got a few that aren't real.
No, no. Just,
Uh,
just put me in a glass of water at the side of your bed. Plink, plink.
um, I got glasses. I got teeth. I got extra teeth.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
got this tremor. I'm just an old lady, and I'm going to be on a jury maybe this April. So it,
oh, God.
this was fun. I really had not seen this in a really long time.
It is. It is.
But
It's
I
a
looks like I
good book.
watched it when I first moved here, so I must have. But
Yeah, it's a great classic movie. So I do recommend it to you guys out there. The 1957. There is a remake from the 1990s. I've never seen that, and I don't really want to because you can't take away from the original, in my opinion. Because one films are remade, it's not often that a remake is better than the original.
yeah, agreed.
There's only a small occasion where they are, but not often.
Yeah.
So that's us done for this cast, Susan. It's been fun talking all things angry. I'm going to now buy Susan an abacus, and I'll send it in first class
Well,
post.
12 angry men, not 10. I'm sorry. I'm just so
She's doing a rewrite on the script.
as I am, apparently.
10 men. Until next time, guys. See you later.